the test. In this particular test, there are 80 questions. They're all multiple choice questions. So on your state examination, it's put together by driver's ed instructors, people who are up at the Capitol, college professors, owners of driver's ed companies, and maybe some parents in the community. So these questions are things you should know. There are about 7 to 10 different versions of the test. So if you actually went to the Secretary of State and if you were 18 taking a TIP test, let's pretend you failed it 5 times. You're going to have a different test every single time. When should I use high beam lights? You use high beam lights when it's extremely dark outside. You're on a country road. There's a power failure. Anytime you need to have more light and there are no cars around you, turn on your high beam lights. That's what it's for. Your high beam lights are not for shining your headlights in other drivers' eyes and making them blind, because that's what's going to happen. What does BAC stand for? Blood alcohol concentration. When you consume alcohol, it is absorbed into your body. So there are 3 ways to test you. One is through a breathalyzer. You blow into a device. It measures the vapor in your breath, and that gives you an alcohol percentage. The other one is a blood test. Okay. And that has to be done by a medical professional. Occasionally, law enforcement officers do make mistakes. And then you could get off on a technicality. Maybe the machine wasn't calibrated right. What's up, Jackson? Maybe the machine wasn't calibrated right, but that is very, very rare. Most of the times, if a law enforcement officer feels you're under the influence of alcohol, they have video evidence of your car drifting left, drifting right. They do a field sobriety test. Sir or ma'am, I need you to walk in a straight line. I need you to count from 1 billion backwards. So, and also they're going to look at your pupils. Your pupils are dilated if you're under the influence of alcohol or drugs. When do you take the road test? You take the road test when you're 16 years old. Every state is different. In our location, you have to be 16. You have to have 50 hours of driving and pass your segment 2. Segment 2 is 3 days, no driving. You take a test. This test goes to the main office. It's put it in your virtual portal. Then when your parents drive you, you get all your hours. Then you take your segment 2 to an authorized road tester. You make an appointment. They check your vehicle. Do you have insurance? There are no cracked headlights, taillights. Your headlights, taillights work. The windshield is not cracked. You have about 1/4 of a tank of gas, proof of insurance. And then you're going to take your test. What is the difference between a white line and a yellow line? We went over that yesterday. A white line, you can change lanes in the same direction. A yellow line is a warning. For example, on the left side of the road, we live in America. There's a yellow line. That's the left side of the road. On the right side, there's a white line that signifies the edge of the road. Yellow lines are for warning. If there's a solid double yellow, you can't pass. If it's a broken yellow on your side, you can pass if safe. What happens what happens if we fail the permit test? Well, first, on the first level, if you fail your knowledge test, then you're going to have, let's pretend you fail your test on Thursday. Well, what happens is you're going to have to make another appointment at the main office and go and take your test, or about a week later, you will take that permit test. But usually students fail the permit test because you're not talking about your road test, you're talking about your permit test. That's the knowledge test. Road test, permit test, 2 different things. So I'm kind of confused by what you're saying, but I'm going to go with the permit test. You should not fail your in-class test. If you do, you're going to have to retake it. You get a different version. Some people have reading problems. They don't understand questions. They try to outguess the test. I've seen a lot of clients get very nervous. They look very stressed. They have test anxiety. We're human. This is what happens. Do we get to the Secretary of State after we pass the test? No. The state has made it very streamlined. Back in the day, when you're done with your drives, I would have a pink certificate for you. Corvette, it would have your first, middle, last name, and date of birth. I would get that to you. It's a certificate of completion. Then you go Secretary of State, you do all the necessary things. Today it's different. It's all digital. Once I submit your test, the attendance sheet to the office, verify everything, and get your drive card turned in, that's sitting there. And then once you have all those things met, you will get emailed a digital certificate. You print that out. First, you don't make an appointment at the DMV because you don't have your digital paperwork yet. It's actually faster. So I will do the drives for you, take care of that. I will turn in the test for you. I will turn in the attendance roster. Once the attendance roster is turned in to the main office, it cannot be changed. So let's pretend I made a mistake on the attendance. I marked all of you absent one day. After a certain amount of time, that cannot be changed. So it's imperative that I'm on top of the attendance. So really, it's much more efficient. Every state's different. Some still do with the paper. What happens if you pass on the hill? You'll crash. You won't be able to see the car coming. Think about it. You're on the hill. You're going uphill or down. You won't be able to see the car coming. You'll crash into a car or lose control. What is the majority of the test questions focusing on? Everything. Do you really think I'm going to tell you? No, I won't. It's general driving. There are portions on pavement markings. There are portions on rules of the right of way. There are portions on expressway. There are portions on neighborhoods. There are portions on steering controls. So the things we go over are extremely important. And if you take it seriously, you're going to pass. Most students pass. Some students don't because they don't take good notes. They don't take it serious. And it happens occasionally. But I'm very thorough. So none of you can say, well, he didn't do this. He didn't do that. No, I am so thorough. When a light goes out due to rain, what do? Are you talking about before you see the light or in general? Are you talking about a traffic light? Are you talking about a street light? I'm confused. You follow me? You said a light. Are we talking about a traffic light or street light? Are we talking about a single axle or double axle? So I'm going to go with the street light. If the street lights are out, you might have to drive with your high beam headlights on. It's harder to see. Then when you see car headlights come, you turn them to low beam. If we're talking about a traffic light at an intersection, you stop, you look, you check traffic, you treat it like a four-way stop. It will happen. A light will not work sometime in a thunderstorm, power failures, it will happen. So when a light goes out due to rain, what do? Same thing. You treat every intersection like a four-way stop. Do you have to be 15 to get your permit? No, you can be 14-9. It depends on when you take the test. It depends on your birth date. So, but there's a requirement that all of you must meet. Every state is different. Good question. Are there different speed limits going up and down hills? Yes. The speed is designated by the municipality that you live in. It might be different in Texas than it is in Florida. It might be different in Alabama than it is in Georgia. So each municipality, each city sets speed limits based upon traffic studies. All hills and curves aren't 20. All hills and curves aren't 45. All hills and curves in Germany and Bahamas and Bahrain are different. So it's always different based on how steep, tight the curve is. Good question. Why should you not have the car title? Because the car title shows ownership. If someone breaks in your car and takes the title, they own your car. I'll say it again. There's a little piece of paper that has it's your parents' name. You guys don't own a car. It's your parents' name, the weight of the vehicle, the address. If you don't own it, the bank owns your car. For instance, some of your parents are leasing vehicles. If they have a Mustang, it's Ford Motor Company. Okay? The company that built the car owns the car if they're leasing. Once you buy the car, you take ownership and the title will change over to you. So you never want to carry the title with you. Good question. What is inertia? What I used to pick up a student, grab both their arms, and tell them, look, I'm going to swing you around the room. If I swing you around a room as fast as I can, that is inertia. Yeah. You need to talk to your science teacher and physics teacher. Science rocks. Is it also true or false? No, the test is not true and false. They're thinking questions, situational questions. True and false will be too easy. And you don't really learn anything. What is the difference between a striped line in the middle of the road and a solid white line? Striped lines mean you can pass. Solid lines, they discourage passing. We need to look at the sign and pavement marking video. That's basically what it is. In some states, you can get a ticket for crossing a solid line. In some states, you cannot. They're there to discourage you from changing a lane. For instance, when you merge onto an expressway, there's a solid white line. I'm sorry, I just look at my parents when your parents are driving, you need to pay attention because you're going to be on the road. There's a solid white line, you're merging out onto the expressway. Then there's a broken white line. That's where you're supposed to cut the line and get over and get up to speed. Good question. When can I pass on the right? When their pavement is widened to the right. In some areas, you'll see a pavement that has been extended so you can pass on the right. Let's pretend you're going down a road, people making a left turn into a neighborhood. The pavement is actually wider on the right so you can drive around. What is the difference between a park brake and regular brake? The park brake is on the left side down where your brake pedal is. There's a small pedal you can push. That will activate the park brakes on the rear back of the car. Or in the middle of the console, there's a spring-loaded handle you pull up. That is the park brake to keep the car from rolling. Your regular brake is what you use to stop the car. Keep them questions coming. That's beautiful. You can report a parent from texting, but that's your parent. But you're a kid, and the parents are your legal guardians. You can get a divorce from your parent, but you have to have a job. You have to show proof of income. You actually have to have a place to stay. Because some of you do want to divorce your parents because you feel like they're horrible, but you can't take care of yourself. So I guess you're going to be miserable with your parent. That's why you need to get a job. What did we study for the test? Everything I went over. The guides that I've talked about, the questions that we go over. I try to be thorough. The Kahoots, the quizzes that we go over. It shouldn't be blood in the water, but some of you panic. What's the first thing you should do in a real power skid? Lift your foot. Because when you lift your foot, power will stop going to the rear tires. The car will slow down. And most of the cars you guys are driving have traction control. So that will control your car from skidding. But I had a Jeep SRT. Why did my son take off the traction control? Type that question in. I'll be dropping into Cahoots very soon. Okay, now we're going to talk about neighborhoods. To go off road, sand dunes, or maybe you want to, if you have to go off road, you want to go off minimal. Your car can sink in the dirt and you'll panic and oversteer. So you want to be very gentle if you have to go off road. So let's talk about driving in the neighborhood. Drive like you live here. Neighborhoods are the most dangerous place. People let their guard down. They take off their seatbelt. You know where the little kid is that's going to run out. You know where the old man is with the fast car. There are a lot of dangers in neighborhoods, and I want to take the attempt to explain this to you. What are we doing today? We're talking about right turns. We're talking about left turns. I'm going through quickly, so I'm not waiting. What are the risks in neighborhoods? Do I need to still use the SEE? Yes. Search, identify, and execute. You should always be searching, looking left, right, left, right, left, right. But a lot of you don't do that. You still just look straight ahead. Straight ahead. You have to look. You don't do that. Risk in neighborhoods, other cars, school buses, cyclists, joggers, children, pets, and their owners. These are the risks in neighborhoods. Each is a different situation. You as a driver have to act differently. You can't say, oh, I'm just going to cover my brake. Maybe the bike rider has headphones on. Maybe the jogger has headphones on. Maybe the dog saw a squirrel or another dog. Maybe the little kid just got off the school bus and they're running across the street. Mama, I have my dinosaur. Bruh. Right, Angelina? I know, you know. Kids are excited. They're not thinking about you going through the neighborhood. Hey, I'm a big bad teenager. Hey, I'm 25 and I'm driving. How dare you run out in front of me? Are you kidding? Kids don't care. Adults don't care. That soccer mom, those soccer moms, I know that young lady's not going to drive in front of me. And they're going to walk out in front of you and say, stop. I wish you would. Do you really think they're going to stop? No, they're going to walk out in front of you because you're going too fast. And then they're going to video you and send it to the neighborhood police. See, that girl, she always goes fast as soon as she turns the corner. You're not really going fast, but they're going to report you. Buses, what are the risks? Children may think about getting to the school, but not getting there safely. Children may be walking in the street and not on the sidewalk. Children may be playing near buses. Children may arrive late for the bus or cross without looking. They just want to get to their friends. Again, they don't care about you. That kid should know they should be looking left, right, and left. They don't. They see Logan in the back seat. Hi, Logan, I want to sit with you. Just going to run out. I saw your video, Logan. It was so cool. Bruh, stop. It was too short, Logan. Okay. Safe and legal driving. Yellow flashers on a bus. Hello? The bus, they're preparing to stop and load or unload. Why are you driving fast? I got to get home. A guy from YouTube and TikTok is calling me. Really? Drivers should be slowing down and preparing to stop. This is why you have all these soccer moms. They have their phone. Yeah, I see that girl. I'm going to video her. I'm going to video her. Now you're like, bruh. It's true. You're going too fast in the neighborhood. What can you do? Nothing. And then they're going to go tell your mom and dad, your daughter was driving at a dangerous speed. Mom, she is making this up. I swear. I have 5 other women and a man that saw your son. You done, bro? Bruh. The red flashing light and extending arm. When you see flashing lights 20 feet. Oh, I missed that in driver's ed. Bruh. you're about to get a ticket. The soccer moms are going to jump on you. Teenager. Stop 20 feet. Both sides of the street. Driver must stop at least 20 feet in back of or in front if there is no divider. Failing to stop could get 3 points and a $250 fine. I hope you have money. I'm sorry, your parents have the money because you don't want to work. I'm not working. I'm trying to keep up my grades. Bruh, you got a C+. Go to work. And you're going to show up late to your job and get fired because you have bad habits. Let's keep going. School zones. What are the risks? Distracted parents, distracted children. You speed through a school zone, you're going to have problems. And some speed zones have photo enforcement. So you late to school. You're going to be speeding through the school zone. I got to get to first hour. I have 10 absences and 10 tardies. Bruh, you're about to lose credit. Now you wish you were homeschooled, right? You're about to lose credit, right? You're about to lose credit because you can't get up. You speed through the neighborhood. You speed through the school zone, and the police is sitting right there. Woo, woo. Who's that? That's Logan. He got his ticket. And he got a second ticket. He says he hates that officer. You doing the wrong thing. School zone safety and legal driving. Speed limit is never more than 25 miles an hour in a school zone. Some school zones are 15. Many school zones through the state are monitored by speed cameras. Drivers must yield to pedestrians in the cross and follow the directions of a crossing guard. You're going to see a crossing guard. They're going to say, stop. They're going to say, stop. They're going to have a stop sign and stick it right in your face. You're like, bruh, I got 3 minutes and my teacher's going to lock the door. Bro, I just lost credit. I failed English 10. That's your fault. Can't get up. Always come late. Bicycle risk. I always talk about this. New bike riders who may not be as steady or stable. Riders who may be playing in the street and not paying attention. Little girl's got a little Barney hat on. La, 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 la. Right? Yeah. Logan's got his Spider-Man hat on. La, la, la. Oh, Logan doesn't wear a helmet. He already told us. La, 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 la. Yeah. Make a Lego out of that. Bro, I'll have you going viral. So little kids don't wear helmets. Little kids will roll out in front of the street. Bikes, safety and legal. May not pass closer than 3 feet to a bike. Must yield to bicyclists in the bike lane. Must yield to a bicyclist operating lawfully in the crosswalk. Failing to yield to a bicyclist will result in a crash, a $1,000 fine and 3 points. So you have to yield to bicyclists. If they're in a bicycle lane, you should wait for them to pass you, then make your right turn. It's called a right hook. A right hook. This is where you don't see the bicyclist to your right because you don't check your blind spots and you think it's clear and you just hit a bike. What was that? Bro, you hit a bicyclist. 2 points. No. Or a left hook. A right hook, a left cross. A bicyclist is coming from your left to their right. You don't look. You hit them. That's how bicyclists get killed. And that's you. You done hurt little Susie. Broke her little tricycle. You a hot mess. Logan, got some crazy ideas, bro. Pedestrians. More than 3,000 pedestrians crash annually. So we want to respect our pedestrians. More than 80% of crashes involving a serious injury or fatality. Most pedestrian crashes occur in urban areas between 3 and 10 p.m. People are walking. They can't afford a car. They don't have a license. They're walking. Almost 30% of drivers involved in pedestrian crashes were new drivers. All of you are new. All of you are new. You're new. Bro, I'm not new. You're new. You can't even spell car. Bro. Pedestrian safety and legal driving must come to a complete stop when the pedestrian is crossing. Must not pass a vehicle that is stopped to allow a pedestrian to cross. Must not pass a vehicle. So you want to give pedestrians room. If you're in the crosswalk, you're blocking the crosswalk. If you're on your test, you'll get a minus for being past the stop bar, the big, thick white line, and then they're in the crosswalk. We saw a video the other day where innocent people were being killed in school zones, joggers, pet walkers, and other pedestrians. Driving in neighborhoods, what will you do? Entering and exiting a driveway, you've got to look behind you. I got a backup camera, so what? You still have to look. Making right turns, you've got to look. You got to look where you're going. Pulling into traffic from the side of the road. Beginners struggle with this. They struggle coming up to the edge. Go up, move forward. Hear me say, move forward, move forward. You're like, okay. And then I tell you a story. You know, last summer I had a young lady who just pulled out in traffic and we almost got hit. You're saying, you're not helping me. I am helping you because you're going to pull out in front of a truck. So you have to look. Don't be scared. It's called showing the car. I know. But that means I'm in distress if it's upside down. Feel me? That's the tag on the back of the front. Type that in. So you have to look. Speed bumps, potholes. Okay? You got to be careful and work on your maneuverability. Before making any turn, you need to see. And the C is for search, searching for kids, searching for cars. Okay? Identify and then execute. A lot of you pause and then you open up your bag of Takis. Then you drop your golf ball on the tee. Then you pull out your club. Or you put on one ice skate. A lot of you do this in parts. Come up and pause, look, check, and go. Right turns with a required stop. You have to stop. But my light's green. You still got to look. Obviously, on a green light, you would go, but you still have to look. You must first stop before making a turn. Before turning, make sure you see. You will need to slow down and see before making a right turn. Hey, there's our double yellow lines, means you can't pass. If there is a broken yellow line on your side, you can pass when safe. Making a right turn with the stop sign, come to a complete stop. Yield to oncoming traffic and pedestrians. Where do I stop if there's no stop line? You want to stop at the edge of the road. If you stop at the stop sign, you can't see. So you want to stop at the stop sign, then inch forward so you can see cars. A lot of beginners stop too far behind the road so you can't see. And literally, we're going to pull out in front of a car. Then I'm going to tell you, last summer, I had a young lady, she pulled out and we almost got hit. Then you're like, okay. You got to look. You got to look. Making a right turn. What's in front of you? Is it a little kid? Is it a jogger? Okay, each group has a risk. Little kids don't understand traffic lights. A full-grown man or woman, I'm a full-grown man or woman. I'm just going to walk in front of the car. They're going to stop me. No, Grandpa, you're about to get hit because no one saw you. No, Grandma, you just got hit because people don't see you. Making a right turn from a stop sign, come to a complete stop. Some of this is redundant. I'm just going into this to make sure you're thorough. Okay, what type of road are you driving on? Who are the other road users? Are we in downtown Houston, Texas, downtown Detroit, downtown Los Angeles, California? Are we in Pontiac? Okay, how fast is traffic moving? Signal 100 feet. Oh, I'm sorry, I have on my wrong blinker. Many of you still turn on the wrong blinker. It's normal. Right is up, left is down. Here are our lines, solid yellow lines. Can't pass. The thick white line is your stop line. Stop there. Then after you stopped, if you need to move up, move up. Some of you turn short and you go over the curb. Some of you still do that. Some of you go out too far and you overturn. You overturn the wheel. So we got to have 90-degree turns. Neighborhoods, left turns. Left turns are much more dangerous than any other type of turn. You are crossing another road user's line of travel. Please understand, left turns are more dangerous. You want to search, check. Remember, there's the bicyclist. You got to look. Signal 100 feet. Check your blind spots. Control the brake. Some of you go in way, 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 way too fast. Most of you go in way, way, way too slow. Some of you in your left turns, you go too far up in the middle of the intersection and then you go in the wrong lane. The wrong lane is closest to the curb lane. We should turn by the double yellow. Keep your turn short. Only one car should be turning at a time. There's a roundabout bout by Chippewa Valley. No one cares about Chip Valley. They don't. Eminem's daughter went there. So I'm going to tell Eminem. I'm not scared. He's going to tell Dr. Dre. I'm going to be quiet now. Tell Snoop Dogg. So you got to yield before you go into a roundabout. You got to love Eminem. What you talking about? You got to love Eminem, right? Mom spaghetti. So you got to yield before you go into a roundabout. Yield, check traffic, go in slow, accelerate through. If you're making a right, you turn on your right turn signal. Yield. It's a traffic circle. Move up to the yield line and wait for a gap. I always tell you, wait for a gap. But some of you get really quiet and you look at me like, do, 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 do. That's how you guys look at me. Do, 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 do. And I'm like, student driver. Seriously, you get all blank. And I'm like, are we okay? Oh, I'm okay. I got to get 12 hours sleep. That's what some of you say. I got to get 12 hours sleep. So you want to wait for a gap in traffic, reduce your speed. True. You do not have to stop. A lot of you miss your turn at the roundabout. You're like, I don't know what to do. Why don't you stop? You lost your turn. I don't know what to do. Roundabouts could be on your knowledge test. It's true. I don't know what to do. And when you stop, you lose your competitive advantage because the car has stopped. Most of you go on about 15, you look for a gap, you let the car go by and you go. But then you stop and cars are looking like, am I turning? And some people don't use blinkers. Now we're in double trouble. Feel me? Pay attention. Facts. Use your right turn signal to continue on and use your right turn signal to go through, okay? Neighborhoods, pedestrians, critical search, people, pets, cars, other road users. Thank you. Heading to college soon. A good place to drive us around community colleges. Nice little route. Might take some of you there. Around malls. You guys still go to malls? If you go to malls, type in yes. If you don't go to malls, type in no. Type it in. Do you still go to, what is a shopping mall? It's just old people walking there and there's a restaurant there. So if you still go to malls, type yes. If you don't go to malls, type no. Okay? It's been at least 6 years since I've been in a mall. So type it in. Sometimes, not as often as I like. Oh, that's great. Yes. Sometimes, yes. Oh, that's great. Yes. Oh, man. But going around the outer ring of a mall is good. You get stop signs, 2 ways, 4 ways. Going around the outer ring of a college because they have utility trucks and service trucks. And then the campus police because you got mad at your college professor and then you failed chemistry and you flip her desk and she hits the panic button. And the campus police are coming to get you. Oh boy. Okay, driving out of driveways, very serious. You got to look around. But I have a backup camera, so you got to look to the left, you got to look to the right. There's little Junior, and there the soccer moms walking their little French bulldog. There's that girl again who drives fast. Didn't she get in your grass before, Martha? She did. Urgh. People get crazy. You run over their grass, they hate you forever. It's true. So you remember, you got to back up slow. You got to take your time. You're welcome. I'm giving you real life stories here. So shift into reverse, slowly let off the brake. You don't hit the gas. Some of you put it in reverse and then you hit the gas and we go flying back. Very dangerous. Okay. You should always be looking around. Use your backup camera if you have one, but still you got to check. Constantly check. Potholes. You're going to blow your rim up. We live in a state where we have a freezing and thawing cycle. We have potholes. They will blow up your tire. I had a young lady hit a pothole. The car blew up. It split the rubber. The rubber got compressed in the pothole, and the rubber on the sidewall split. She started crying. Ah! I'm like, it's okay. It's not your fault. It was in the wintertime. The car broke down by Burger King. No, I did not go get fries. They are going to talk about you regardless. She started crying. I knew I had to get out and change that flat tire. The temperature was 21 degrees. Bruh. But I'm always prepared. No, I'm just going to wear my hoodie and my Crocs. Bro, you're about to freeze. My car won't get, you got to be prepared. You have to be prepared. So I had to change the tire, had to get the car over to the tire change place. They got a new tire. It happens. Okay? So get the car off the road. Be aware of puddles. They disguise potholes. Speed bumps. They're in schools. Some of you like to go really fast. They're in little senior citizen areas because some of their senior citizens like to go real fast. They're in a lot of urban neighborhoods because people like to do 80 down the neighborhood. School zones, yes. So especially in school zones because Johnny, who's got his lifted truck, he's about to do a burnout. Then he blew up his transmission. So they're designed to control speed. They can result in serious damage. Yes, I want to damage my car. What about speeds? In neighborhoods, it's 25. In school zones, 15. Parking. You got to know how to park. Some of your friends will take pictures of your car and post it on Instagram. Some of the football players will pick up your car if you have a small one and turn it upside down. Man, those seniors are good. They will do that. I've seen it. Are you serious? Yes. So you got to know how to park. We do work on parking. Reference points. Points on the vehicle that allow the driver to estimate. So when you're parallel parking, you're looking to the hood line of the car. People don't know how to drive. They don't know how to park. And in many states, parking is on the test. Lines show the areas around the vehicle where the driver may have difficulty seeing. Reference points, where the mirrors, some of you asked about an A-pillar. This is an A-pillar right here. It's between the driver's side and passenger side window and the windshield. That A-pillar is connected to the roof of the car. When that kid crashed the car, the heroes the firefighters, Natalie, the heroes, cut that A-pillar and peel that roof back. Okay? Serious, because that car can be a coffin if it's really damaged, right? So you gotta, that A-pillar does create a blind spot or an obstruction. And that's why some of you might pull out in front of a car, and I'm like, don't do that. Why is the car stopped? Because you almost killed us. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. You gotta be careful, bro. Reference points. When the driver can see the middle of the vehicle hood line, remember I talked about the hood line? You've seen those on TikTok and Instagram. Some guy, this is the middle of the car. This is the left of the car. So you got to understand reference points, okay? It's approximately 6 inches from the curb. Perpendicular parking, some of you asked about this. At schools, shopping malls. Oh, I'm sorry, you said you guys don't go to shopping malls anymore. What's that big building then? That used to be a shopping mall. It's a retirement home now. Oh. Hey, my grandmother goes there. But my mom said don't go because she's mean now. Your front bumper passes the left tailgate. So you got to practice parking, and we'll do that. Straighten up your wheels. You want to be centered. Perpendicular spots. Okay, these are angle parking spots. And you try to get as many cars as possible. I'm making you work. When you leave an angle spot, you want to back up and leave it in direction that it's going straight. You can't reverse your angle parking lots. Angle park. Be sure to SEE, be sure to see and pay attention to what's behind you. Signal. Stop 3 or 4 feet from the curb to check traffic. Back into the driveway completely. I have a lot of you back in. You got to know how to do maneuverability. Thank you for the hearts. So we will do more parking. We'll get over to the road test place, practice reverse parking, parallel parking. Will we be evaluating your backup skills, visual skills, judgment skills? When I have you drive around the light posts at schools, I want to see good steering in. I want to see you turn your head. A lot of you still don't turn your head. You turn your wheel all the way to the right, but you're looking to the left. Or you look at the steering wheel. Look where you want the car to go. Left turns, we talked about this. Go up into the middle of the intersection. Wait for a gap. Yes, I'm pushing you. We're almost done. Make sure there's small movements. Once the turn is complete, return to the appropriate lane. Got to pay attention to the signs and signals 100%. Oh, I don't know what that is. I didn't have my glasses tonight. I wear contacts, but I didn't wear them tonight because you had your contacts in for 40 days and your eyes have fungus. Bruh. Okay? So here's some quick little questions. When does a driver have to stop for a school bus? How many feet? Type it in to the chat. When does the driver have to stop for a school bus? How many feet? Type it in. Again, you guys watch it. When does the driver have to stop for a school bus? How many feet? Yes, there are huge blind spots in buses. This is why kids get crashed. Get crushed. I said get crashed. They get crushed. 20 feet. In a school zone, when might a driver need to stop? In a school zone, when might a driver need to stop? Type in your answer. Again, in a school zone, when might a driver need to stop? In a school zone, we have multiple situations. Obviously, kids walking across the crosswalk, and some kids jaywalk. They cut across before the crosswalk. So if I hit them, when I get points, you still could get in trouble. When a crossing guard, slow down to 15 miles an hour. Some of them are recorded. Crossing guard. Kids walking across, pedestrians, instructed by a cross. I like that. That's so professional. Instructed by a crossing. That's so professional. In school zones, okay, what are some of the risks when making right turns? Type it in. What are some of the risks when making right turns? Type it in. What are some of the risks when making right turns? You should be visualizing, okay, I'm in my car, Corvette. Oh, I got to make a right turn. What are some of the risks? Everyone should be typing this information in. Some of the risks, you're making a right turn. You might not see a pedestrian to your right. That right hook, you don't check. There's a bike crosswalk, not paying attention. Checking to see how many likes you got. I got 10 likes on my Lego video. Bruh. I got 10 likes, right? You might be trying to run the light and a pedestrian walks out. You're not paying attention. Blind spots, pedestrians. Some of you put on the blinker too late. Some of you put it on too early. Some of you go up too far into the intersection. Some of you stop 5 cars back. Not knowing when it's a safe area. Amen. Amen. Yup. What are some of the risks when making a left turn? What are some of the risks when making a left turn? You should be able to think instantly. I know the risk. You're just like, is it clear? I will set you up for success. And as you gain more confidence, I'll talk less. Or I'll talk slower. Thank you, Savannah, for making me better. Right? Because if I want to get better, I need to listen to you. I need to talk a little slower. I need to support you. You know I'm hyped. With no coffee or not. You just see me in the morning. I'm lit, bro. But that's real life, man. That's who I am. So your coach should be supporting you, encouraging you, not switching lanes in time. Sometimes drivers kind of have a brain fart. They don't know what to do. Doing it while kids in the area, facts. Definitely kids in the area. How do you drive over a speed bump? How do you drive over a speed bump? Again, tell me, how do you drive over a speed bump? What is the speed bump? Why is it even there? Man, the school district is wasting money, man. Why they putting a big speed bump? Or my apartment complex, man, why they put this speed bump down? Or when I went to pick up one of my clients from college in the U-Haul truck, they had a speed bump, bro. I almost broke the axle out of the truck. No. I'm like, what did I just do? Right? What did I just do? And if you go too fast, you can bottom out the car and crush the oil pan. And then your uncle won't let you drive his Z28 Camaro. That's a manual. Nope. Sorry, Angelina. You cracked my oil pan. You're my favorite niece, but you cracked my oil pan. I'm sorry, Uncle. She wouldn't do that. Uncle, we gonna get the Camaro out? You know, the car show's coming. I'll help you clean it. I never thought about it. Let's go in the garage right now. You need to get that car going. How long has it been sitting? 6 months? Did you charge your battery? Did you drain the tank, or you have last year's racing gas? You got to take care of your car. Real life, man. You have to take care of your car. So speed bumps are designed to slow you down. Could be in neighborhoods, schools, parks. I want to be first to get in and be barbecue right by the water. I'm sorry, 10 girls already beat you, Savannah. They're already there. They got the best spot. Logan, they're already shooting their video, and it's going to get more views. You got there late. You can have it set up at the beach. Throw some sand on the guy. Bro, I got you, love. I got you, man. So those speed bumps are designed to slow you down. You will hit your head on the car. The car will catch some air. We're not trying to do that. What should you do before entering a roundabout? What should you do before entering the roundabout? What should you do before entering the roundabout? We're going by Big Red. No one cares about Big Red. Eminem's daughter used to go there. How you not gonna know Eminem? The whole world knows it. Germany, they know Eminem. That's Slim Shady. In South Africa, that's Slim Shady. I have 2 students from South Africa. Where are you from? We from South Africa. I'm like, okay, bro. Gave me some kappa. You know how the boys do the little hands. I'm like, don't touch my hand like that, bro. What you doing? Touch it. Z, you do this? You got that little funny handshake? You be doing all this? You see people do that? I'm like, bro, don't be touching my arm like that. I don't know you like that. They be all locking hands. I'm like, bro. I'll just give you a fist pound. What's up? If I did that to you guys, Mom, he did all this. He touched me like that. I'm like, bro, no way. That's why I love seeing your parents, man. I want to see their faces. How you doing, sir? How you doing, ma'am? We're good. Be safe. Corvette. Don't touch me, period. Facts. Some people are germophobics. So what are the risks driving in cities? What are the risks driving in cities? Give me a couple risks. Don't touch me, period. Facts, bro. But you're about to crash the car. I'm not going to touch you, but I'm going to touch that steering wheel because you're about to hit the curb. But good instructors are very smooth with the brake. The car's slowing down. Yeah, because you almost hit a car. The car is turning by itself because you don't know how to steer through an S-curve. Pedestrians. Okay, what are the risks when driving in the city? We have pedestrians, lights and signals. In urban areas, they are very densely populated. Pedestrians will walk between cars. Thank you. Last summer, we almost killed a pedestrian because there was a truck obstructing our view to the left. This young man that was on his phone, he jumped out. I saw him for the corner of my eye. You know, I got that Spider-Man vision. I'm like, oh my God, we're about to kill someone. I just hit the brake and he was like, we almost ran him over. He jaywalked. He was on the phone. Got to be careful. What do you do when you see a deer when driving? People are rude. Facts. People are rude. They don't care. What do you do when you see a deer? What do you do? What are the rules? What shouldn't you do? What should you do? A human life is more important than an animal life. Lord, forgive me. A human life is more important than an animal life. What should you do? We do have some hunters in here. Woo, I see some good answers. So if a deer comes out, we don't want to veer. We want to hold the wheel straight. And you want to try to hit the animal at an angle. We don't want to swerve into a lane. Slow down. If there are no cars, you could drive around or crash into it. Thank you. And then you have venison. Why are you? It's nature. You should not swerve. You could hit a car. Do not try to swerve around, risk hitting other vehicles. Thank you. That man's smart. Piano, iron worker. That man's smart, bro. Smart. See, young Adam. Adam, you're a smart guy, man. I got some smart people in here, caring people, man. Because I got a chance to know you. Okay? So you don't want to veer for the deer. If you have to hit it, you want to hold your wheel straight. Now, the animal could come through the windshield. I've seen that happen before. It's not if we'll hit a deer, it's when. Last question. How do you parallel park? 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 Guys, if you enjoyed this, subscribe, watch my videos. I want to say thank you all for sticking around this long, and I really enjoyed it. All of you are awesome, and I really love going live. I'll go live at about 12 o'clock in the afternoon and also tomorrow evening. So thank you. Bye.